How to save seven figures by the time you retire. Tips and tricks. Hello, and welcome to Stealth Wealth. Today, we will be talking about how to save seven figures by the time you retire. If you're like most people, you probably think that saving enough money to retire comfortably is an impossible feat. After all, the costs of living continue to rise while wages remain stagnant. However, with a little bit of creativity and careful planning, it is possible to retire with seven figures in the bank. Most people agree that the best way to save for retirement is through investing in the market. Most people also agree that starting early and being consistent are essential when it comes to getting started with investing. In fact, there also is no reason why you can't get started at any age. First, let's get into the actual nitty-gritty of what you need to save for retirement and how to do it. Be sure to stay till the end of the video to find out the best retirement vehicle there is. You've probably heard of the general rule of thumb that 1 year's salary should be saved by age 30. But rules like that can be misleading because it doesn't mean you have to save that amount in cash. Rather, it means about that much in your retirement investment account. As long as you're contributing to your account, then your money will grow exponentially over time. But just how much do you actually need in order to retire? Well, most experts recommend having an annual income of 80% of their final wages. It's never too early to start saving for retirement. Even if you're in your 20s or 30s, you can start putting away money now that will help you live comfortably in retirement. But how much do you need to save? A recent study by the Insured Retirement Institute found that the average retirement savings goal is $1 million. While this may seem like a lot of money, it's actually achievable if you start saving early and make wise investment choices. In retirement planning, there are a variety of ways to calculate your retirement income needs. The 4% rule is one such method. It assumes that you will spend 4% of your final salary each year on retirement expenses. If you're 25 and make $40,000 per year right now, let's say that you plan to retire at 62 with $119,409 in annual income. If we use the 4% rule, the amount needed to fund the budget is approximately $2.4 million. Now we're getting to the point where I can imagine some people hooting and hollering down in the comments. When we talk about retirement, we often talk about very large numbers. Even using the savviest investment strategies and doing so as early as possible, these numbers are just out of reach for many Americans. Even though they might be using some very sophisticated strategies, they also don't even take into account how much people actually need for a secure old age. We tend to think of millionaires as living in these mansions and yachts and spending on caviar and champagne. But if you're talking about possibly having 10 to 20 or even more years in retirement, you're not living on $1 million every year. You're living on $1 million over that period of time. When it comes to saving for retirement, you have a lot of options. Many of them are good, but some of them are not. It's no secret that retirement can be expensive. Between travel, lifestyle changes, and healthcare costs, retirees have a lot of expenses to consider. So, how can you make sure you have enough money saved up to cover all of your costs? By following these tips, you can make sure you have a seven-figure nest egg waiting for you when you retire. Be sure to stay till the end. You don't want to miss the most important strategy for saving for retirement. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to keep these informative videos coming. Continue on. One example of an option that is good is contributing to an employee-sponsored retirement plan. In this case, you contribute 50% of your income on a $40,000 salary at age 25 and anticipate a 3% salary increase every year until age 62. When you retire with an estimated $2.5 million dollars from your 401k, assuming you have an annual 9% rate of return, this makes for a very achievable goal in today's environment. Although the rate of return is an important factor to consider, you should not rely on this alone to determine how much you save. If you contribute $27,000 per year and receive a 6% return, for instance, your savings will increase by only $2,600 each year. However, remember that you do not have to stick with the same contribution throughout your working life and should increase them as soon as you can afford to until you're maxing out your contribution limit, $20,500 per year or $27,000 in over 50. Scenario 2 is investing in 401k with an employer matching program. If you contribute 15% of your annual salary and assume a 9.5% rate of return and a 3% annual salary increase, retirement nest egg will be $3,162,801. This is well above the $2.4 million goal you set for yourself with this approach. So it's still a way off from your goal, but it does not put you much closer to it than if you were taking advantage of an employer matching program. It is important to remember that not taking advantage of programs like this is leaving money on the table. It is also important to remember why considering benefits like this is extremely important. When considering a job of negotiating, we tend to focus a lot on just the salary, and it can seem like a bigger difference in the short term. However, over the course of saving for retirement, employer matches can add up to much more than initial higher salary from another employer would have over time. The only way to get access to a 401k is through an employer, which could be yourself if you are self-employed. If this is what is available to you as an employee or business owner, it should be a priority to max out your contributions as early as possible so that you have money saved up in your account when you retire. If you start maxing out your retirement account at age 25 and continue contributing $6,000 a year until you want to retire at age 62, you'll end up with $1.9 million. Assuming a 9.5% rate of return, you'll have to make up the difference by investing elsewhere, such as in brokerage accounts or some other investment vehicle. Remember that IRA contribution limits do occasionally increase, so just to be safe and ensure that you're always maxing them out, check on them periodically. The idea of having millions in the bank is great. However, many people want to retire earlier than average, and this would require more than $1 million in assets. However, remember that it takes a significant amount of effort to invest in retirement savings early on. Young people tend not to think about saving for later in life and imagining themselves as basically non-existent or someone who will deal with a problem when it arrives. This kind of thinking leads to record numbers of seniors working until the end of their lives because they do not have enough money to live on. The best time to start planning for retirement is when you are young. We will provide some tips on how to do this in this video. Before we talk about what retirement is and how it works, let's first talk about what it is. A plan designed to allow you to save money so that you don't have to work forever. There are different types of retirement accounts, including IRAs and 401ks, and they are examples of one type of retirement account. My personal favorite is the Roth IRA. In the Roth IRA, you pay the taxes up front, but when it comes to taking out the money for retirement, there are no taxes and penalties if you wait until 59 and a half. If you quit your job, make sure to roll over your 401k so that you don't lose all the contributions that you've made. And remember that reaching a specific number of guarantee will not help you achieve your financial goals. It's just a guideline to help you make informed decisions about how much money to set aside each month. Being consistent is important because doing something is better than doing nothing, and starting today is key. One of the best ways to grow your retirement savings is to invest in stocks and mutual funds. Over time, These investment vehicles will generate healthy returns that can help you reach your seven-figure retirement goal. Be sure to consult with a financial advisor to determine which stocks and mutual funds are right for you. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. When you diversify your investments, you spread the risk around and give yourself a better chance of coming out ahead in the long run. Not sure where to start? A financial advisor can help you create a diversified investment portfolio that meets your needs. Don't forget to invest wisely. Another great way to boost your retirement savings is to invest wisely. This can mean anything from investing in stocks and mutual funds to investing in real estate or other area. Doing your research and understanding the risks involved will help ensure that your investment pay off down the road. Also, it's important to live within your means now so that you can comfortably live on less when you're no longer working. Try to keep your spending in check and avoid unnecessary debt. You may also want to downsize your home or get rid of any superfluous possessions. The less money you have tied up in monthly payments and material goods, the more freedom you'll have later in life. Saving for retirement doesn't have to be a daunting task. By following these simple tips and tricks, you can make it a breeze. Automating your savings is one of the easiest ways to make sure you're always contributing to your retirement fund. When you set up automatic transfers from your paycheck or checking account into your retirement account, you'll never have to think about it again, and that money will add up over time. Have multiple streams of income. Finally, one of the best ways to save seven figures by retirement is to have multiple streams of income coming in. That way, if one stream dries up, you're not left completely high and dry. Diversifying your income sources will help protect you in the long run and ensure that you're never left without a safety net. If you've always dreamed of doing your own boss, this may be the perfect time to make that dream a reality. Not only will starting your own business give you the flexibility to work around your current commitments, but it could also provide a substantial financial windfall down the road. Of course, starting a business is not without its challenges, so be sure to do your research before taking the plunge. Saving for retirement may seem like a daunting task, but it's definitely achievable with some careful planning and execution. By following these simple tips and tricks, you can easily save seven figures by the time you retire. Just remember to start early, automate your savings, live below your means, invest wisely, and diversify your income sources, and you'll be well on your way to comfortable retirement fund. I hope you learned a lot through this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. Be sure to check out our other related videos.